When do people understand this one thing? So I started noticing this thing about 2 or 3 years ago. This is where it became very, very obvious to me that we have a big problem and you are facing it and you are experiencing it as well, just without noticing. So, why is this a big problem? Well, it's very, very simple. If we humans, we don't have this one thing, then we simply cannot make this world a place that is safe, that runs around, and that can actually function in the end, ultimately. Those two things, and also so many other things, number three being having human connection throughout borders. This is why it's so important that you see this entire video, because in the end of this video I will actually say what this one thing is, and trust me, it will help you in your life. It will be like a wake-up call. It's like when someone for the third time says your name, Sebastian. Don't do it. This is where we actually understand why this one thing is so incredibly important. And it's not just 2 or 3 years. This is something that's been going on all throughout human history. But now that I have your attention, I want to really, really drive home why I actually make this video. Because I could just not make this video and be like, okay, in 10 or 15 or 20 years, your kids will bear the responsibility and actually kind of yield what you've sown. A very, very dangerous plant, poison even. And maybe I'm sounding dramatic, but it's because nobody has actually seen it this way. But I have seen it this way, and I know it is this way, and you will know as well when I say what this one thing is. So, the reason why I actually started doing what I do is due to this one thing. And for me, being here in Danish with Sebastian, it's all about languages. But this one thing is not just about languages. It's so much more, so much more. It's not even close to being languages, the one thing I'm talking about. But let me give you just a little insight on how learning languages has at least a little bit to do with this one thing. And give you a little background on who I really am and why it's important to know something about my background for us to understand together this one thing. And why it can have some very, very serious consequences if we don't do anything about it, especially for the next generation on this planet, for your kids, for my kids. So, I love languages, absolutely love languages. And it's not because of this one thing that I'm going to actually talk to you about at the end of this video. So make sure, for your own sake and for your children's sake, that you actually watch till the end of this video. And this is not just something where I kind of try to get your attention. Well, I do because I want to help you, but this is so important that you stick around. So back to where I came from. About 5 years ago, I developed 6 years, 2019, 6 years ago, I developed a very, very deep and profound love for languages. And I actually just started to understand why I got this I found this and developed this profound love for languages. And one thing is that it is something that really, really inspires me and really moves my soul and brings out the passion, the burning flame in my heart. It's really something I feel so alive when I learn languages, when I speak in different languages, French, German, Spanish, and so on. But lately, and only lately, this one thing has actually really, really been omnipresent in my mind, in my consciousness. And it's this one thing that I want you to take away from this video. And I know I got your attention because this can save you, can save your kids. And I'm not even just saying this, I really mean it. So I want to help you with this video. All I ask for is 6 or 7 minutes, maybe 8 minutes, that's it. Because if we cannot communicate, how do you expect to feel safe? How do you expect to connect with people? How do you expect your kids to thrive in a world that is ever growing, that is ever growing, ever getting ever more international? It's getting ever more interwoven. You can have a conversation with someone from Saudi Arabia in a matter of seconds through your cell phone. But you cannot connect with that person. You cannot understand that person. You cannot feel safe with that person if you cannot communicate in a common language. So my friend, this video is not for me to say, learn a language. No, it's actually driving my point across that people in this country, sorry, I'm in Spain right now, people in Denmark, they come to Denmark, they don't even speak English. They barely speak Danish. These people are feeling very unsafe. And it's quite an easy fix because we have a language where people, they actually speak it, or most of the world actually have access to learning this language and actually doing just fine in this language and getting by and being able to communicate. So my message with this video is for you to take communication seriously, because your children's future will depend on it. Your own sense of security and safety will depend on it. Your ability to follow along in a world that's getting ever more interwoven into internationalness, if that's a word, is depending on it. So, my friend, that's the one thing. Communication, if we don't learn to communicate, so many catastrophic things can actually happen. But if we just spend some time every single day, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, learning a lingua franca, like English, like French, like Spanish, especially Spanish and English, we can actually, and now I hope you see it, we can actually dive down and we can kind of like fix the whole, what's the word again? I like this video is going to be very raw, and this is what I believe the future of YouTube and human connection is very much on YouTube. And I really, really think this video will really help someone. If I can just help one person, that's all I ask. And that's why I wanted your attention. So, yeah, before I go on for 10 minutes, I think that's okay. And that's actually it for this video, more or less. So, please, if not for your own sake, for your children's sake, make sure that you teach your children to communicate in lingua francas, like Spanish or English, especially English, because it has so many problems connected with it if you don't. And those are the ones I just spoke about here. So I see it's about 10 minutes in, and I want to let you go now. And yeah, Danish with Sebastian here. Make language learning fun again, and let me know what you think of this angle of me where I dive into some of the blind spots that we have as people. And I really think I hit at least one of them here, and should be relevant to at least everybody watching this video in one way or another. At least I hope so. That was the main goal of this video. And then also grabbing your attention for just 10 minutes of your life, potentially fixing a big problem of our future. Danish with Sebastian here. Make language learning fun again. See you guys in the next video.